front page. Cerades and now Royal Merchant unleashing lofty strike. Zapateo further back. Royal Merchant raced up to strike the lead with front page. Cerades, another award's bursting through late. Another award is after Royal Merchant. Another award, Royal Merchant. Royal Merchant just in the Goodwood from another award.
That was Royal Merchant winning last year's Goodwood, a 3-year-old filly. You saw her win. She was very fit, dropping back from the 1400. She was out wide and come down in the middle of the track. It was a heavy track that day, and we expect the track to play a lot different on Saturday. With the rail out 4 metres and a good surface, we do expect to be an on-pace leaders. We do feel in the tracks like this, it's quite hard to come from behind. 2 weeks ago in the Sangster, we were tipping horses like Learning to Fly, coming from the back, but that was with the rail and the true. And when the rail's out 4 metres, the leaders can get out to the middle of the track to the better going a little bit easier. And the wider horses, even though the track's better, they even have to go wider. So as far as the way the track's playing, we're on a different tangent than what we were 2 weeks ago. There's also not a lot of pace in the race, not a lot of lateral leaders other than Oscar's Fortune. So we see this probably an on-pace dominated, and we've given some penalties to these horses accordingly. All right, let's go through them. I'm going to try to get this done within 10 minutes. When I did see the field, I was a little bit upset with so many runners, and I promised I'll do a deep dive in the Goodwood. When I saw that many runners, I thought, oh crikey, what have I taken on here? Look, the top weight is Valana, and we've got her, at her very best on a heavy track, 1 1/4 lengths off the top raider, which is Amelia's Jewel. This is before the weights, we've put the weights into play. So a different top raider ends up being on top once we put the weights in play, and that becomes Johnny Rocker. Amelia's Jewel ends up a top raider on her performances behind Pride of Jenny, for example. And Johnny Rocker, he's second to Imperatives. That gets him his high rating, and he drops down to 54. He's been running in 2 weight for age races. We're carrying 58.5. Those ratings in this race, with the 54 kilos, he ends up being the top raider. All right, let's run through it. Like I said, Valana, at her best, is quite highly rated, but she's giving a top weight. Is giving a top weight of 59. It's not a heavy track. It hasn't got a good performance on a good track. John Barrier 16 is going to get back. We've penalised it quite heavily. This horse ended up 4 lengths of the winner. We've priced at $69. Market's got 51. So we've got it in the red. We're just not interested in this horse. A lot of things against it. Amelia's Jewel, the highest rated in the race, does give away to some of the runners. We got a 1/2 length off Johnny Rocker. A lot of people are saying that she's not 1200 is not her best distance, and I really agree with that. Other than they've put the blinkers on today, or for Saturday, I might say. Look, connections say they're going to ride it back, but with the blinkers on and drawn outside the speed horse, Oscar's Fortune, I get the feeling she's not going to be far away again. And the connections say she flies in the blinkers. They always wanted to apply it, but she just kept winning races. And, how can you change something when things are working? So they sort of know 1200 is not a distance, and the blinkers could spark her up. So look, although 1200 is not her best distance, we've chosen to make the decision not to penalise her at all and got a 1/2 length off the top raider. Let's go to Climbing Star. We've penalised 1/2 length for the barrier and the map, and we've got a 3 lengths off the top raider. She goes up in weight a little bit from the last start. She rated pretty well, but not that highly last start. We know she missed the start. But other than that, we think it was a blessing in disguise where she came from in the run, how she cut the corner. We think that, and she was peaking that day, we think that she's not going to be good enough. Although she's a horse on the way up, it's hard. But we had to play it and penalise her as we've seen it. And we got a 3 lengths from the winner, which the market actually must have done the same thing, because we've priced at $26 and we got the market's got 23 to my surprise, and I thought it was a bit harsh on her. So if you do like Climbing Star, that's value. That's value. Shripper, again, coming from a different race with the Extremely Lucky and What You Need, Karakazoo, is that form going to be good enough? Also, 7 weeks between runs last start, so his run wasn't too bad. It was actually quite a good run. They squeezed one good round of the horse, but can they get another good run? Like, I just feel they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, this horse, and we've priced him $66. The market's got $26, so we've got him in the red. We think that the horse's preparation, they're just trying to squeeze more runs out of the horse, and the barrier as well. They've got a lot of things against it. Shripper, Extremely Lucky, didn't penalise at this track. This distance looks good, but this form line, I mean, you've got horses like Amelia's Jewel, Oscar's Fortune running against Overpass and Amelia's Jewel. These, I Am Me, Benedetta, we just don't think the ratings are not coming up with that. This race form line is going to be the one, as a ratings wise. And we've got it 3.5 lengths off the top rater after penalties, and price the horse 48. The market's got 34. Win Ahead do have it in the orange, because if you do like this horse, we still think, even though we priced around the 48, $34 is a good price for this horse. Considering the trainer's got it back, we believe it will go to another level off that first up run. Comes into run second up, it's drawn low. So if you do like Extremely Lucky, we would not tell you to not have a bet on this horse around that $34. I Am Me, 1.5 lengths off the top rater Johnny Rocker. They did meet first up, where Johnny Rocker went past it. Johnny Rocker was a little bit fitter, but he beat I Am Me by 2 lengths. Probably had a better run in the race, but drops in weight. And we feel Johnny Rocker's next start was very good on the heavy track, which he never ran on the heavy track, and he beat 2 lengths to Chain of Lightning. And, he was next to I Wish I Win. Great form lines. We priced the horse $11 I Am Me, and it's 8. Mars set this horse for this race in the Stanks. 5 weeks between runs. We feel like she knocked up a little bit, and Mars aimed her for this race to peak here today. This is a Group 1. But we do feel I Am Me in the ratings. We penalised her about a length. We think she's about a length off her top this prep. He could be aiming for the Stradbroke, and she could be on a climb, and she's actually not a length behind, she's just a length behind in her prep. Benedetta, we've got on here I Am Me as well. Jamie Carr, low draw. We were against her last start. We thought that she might be a bit dour, but she sprinted well, and she's proving that she's a real sprinter. And we expect Benedetta to be there. Like I said, Carr, low draw. So we priced around $11, but we believe the market's got a bit short, $7.50. If you just wanted to have one bet in the race and you really like Benedetta, then we still got in the orange. The $7.50 is not too bad, but you couldn't back multiple runners and back her as well. So we believe she'll run well and probably run another placing, or right, be there, but probably not win. That's the way we feel, and price her $11. Arkansas Kid, we just don't think this horse is going to be good enough. Terrible draw as well. We got it in the red even at $51. We're at the 10-minute mark already. I just don't see where the time goes. So we're only halfway through. I'll try to keep this moving. Johnny Rocker. Like I said, this was a shock. Didn't really think we're going to have it on top. We've even been harsh on the horse. Actually, we haven't got Johnny Rocker on top. We've got half a length from the top raider, Oscar's Fortune. We penalised it a length for that draw, and because we do believe the horse will get back and it's drawn a little bit wide, it's probably a bit harsh to penalise it a length, but we probably didn't want two top raiders. We wanted to have a clear top raider, and we felt Oscar's Fortune, with lack of pace, the draw, the weight, we feel the way the track's going to play, this is our top raider. But Johnny Rocker is, Nick Ryan, Carney Train. He ran well first up, pulled up lame second up, which was a concern for a horse had so much time off. But after that, he won that benchmark race by really well, proved that was no fluke, running with Imperatrice towards the line, and then going to Sydney on the heavy track. And now Nick Ryan's giving him a big gap between that run, which we feel is really smart. If he didn't do that, we would have penalised this horse really harsh. But he hasn't. He's given him the time between that run with a nice little trial. And we think what Nick's done with this horse will run close to its peak rating and be really hard to beat. Rubamos, God, you're dropping from the 1500. The ratings aren't good enough. 1200 is not its distance. Dropping back to 1500. Penalised it. We've priced it, 200 to 1. Got in the red, 151. We're not interested in this horse at all. What you need is coming back from a throat op. Really good run last start. What we believe is a weaker race. Might improve from the run again. This is the deepest it's gone in its prep, even though it's third up into the race. So there's a few question marks there from the throat op. How's the horse going? We don't know which direction it's going to go. Might go backwards from that run. It might elevate from that run. But again, what's this horse beat? It's not proven against the big time horses, and we're happy to price this horse outside of the market at $26. They've got it $17. I have got it in the red. But again, if you did really like this horse, it is $17. So, like I said, the only reason why I'm saying that, because we don't know which way What You Need is going to go off that last run. Caracasazoo, it's just going to get too far back. And the firm track, it likes a little bit of give out of the track, which it's not going to get. They're going to be a bit too fast for this early in the run. And we just can't see. It could run down those horses last start. We can't see how it's going to run its last start, and priced it, almost 200 to 1, 150. We've got in the red. We're not interested. Grinzinger Prince, same. How's this horse going to be good enough? It's going to get too far back. These horses here in this part of the form guide, Rubamus, not so much What You Need, but Carrots and Grinz, they're just here to make up the numbers Win Ahead believes. And price them accordingly. Learning to fly. We pinned out this horse that was going to be very hard to beat against the market. We had it very highly rated. I think second or third pick at $16, and had it as a real value. And it's going to run really well here. But it will. We think the only way to ride the horse is get back, especially from the barrier 14. Schofield might do a cracking ride and cut through the field. But like I said, I think it's going to be on pace dominated. And we've got it 2 lengths off the top raider. And we've priced it $13, which could be a little bit harsh. We priced it longer than what we did in the Sangster. You've got to remember we thought Sangster was suited for the back markets with the rail and true, and the market's got $11. So we've got it in the orange. It's only 2 points off our price, and it is second up off that run. Learning to Fly could jump in rating, and we think, again, if you just like this horse, $11, we're not going to tell you not to back if you like Learning to Fly at $11. Oscar's Fortune, Willie Pike with the 53.5. We think this horse in Perth, if you noticed on the home turn, just copped a little check, was put it back from overpass at Amelia's Jewel, and it had to make that ground, and it dashed to hit the front, and it was on the inside, which we don't think the going was better. I think that run's going to toughen him up over the 1200. He drops 3 kilos from Amelia's Jewel. That's not a huge advantage, but it's some advantage. And I think Amelia's Jewel coming from the outside, Oscar's Fortune on the inside was a little bit worse going. We think it's going to be, I think they're going to just really put the pedal to the metal with this horse. And with this weight, I think it's going to be really hard to run down. Depends how much Amelia's Jewel, the blinkers improve. But we don't know what that's going to do. And we've got to put Oscar's Fortune in front of Amelia's Jewel and all the other horses for that matter. Let's go to Skybird. Skybird, we found this horse really hard to place in this race. 6 starts, 4 wins. I believe the trainer is training her as a sprinter, and that last start was very impressive at the track and distance. Therefore, no penalties here. 1.5 lengths off the winner, off the top rater. Hopefully the winner is Oscar's Fortune, and we've priced her around the market, $11, $10, and got in the orange, and actually got her as our 4th pick. And this horse got plenty of scope for improvement and will be hard to beat. Stretton Angel wasn't good enough last start. Penalised a 1/2 length for the distance. We think that maybe 1200 is just not her. She's a real sprinter. She was ready to peak last start, being 3rd up. She wasn't good enough. I know she was a bit deep in the race and all that. She wasn't deep enough in the run, and she was deep in the run, but she still wasn't good enough. There was a peak run. If that wasn't good enough in the Sangster, we can't see how she's going to win on Saturday. So we've priced her $66 and got her in the red. The market's got her 26, so we think the market's got her way too short, even though she's 25 to 1. And we're not into Stretton Angel on Saturday at all. All right, let's cap. Here's our top 4. Like I said, we've got Oscar's Fortune on top. We've priced the horse at $5 or $5.30. Market's got it $6. We've got it in the green. We think it's really good value. Johnny Rocker, $6.50. We think that's really good value at the $9.50. Like I said, this horse has done nothing wrong in the last 3 starts and running the top grade at weight for age, and comes into this race with the 54 kilos. I think Nick Ryan's trained him really well. Amelia's Jewel, $4. We like I said, we've only got 1/2 length between these 3 horses. So I'm not saying Amelia's Jewel can't win, even though we've got in the red. But I believe the bookies have priced this horse $4. They know it's so popular, and punters are just going to take any price. And I believe the bookies have priced it longer, but happy to put up $4 because such a popular horse, they think, why should we risk giving a bigger price if they know they're going to take whatever price? So we've got her in the red because we just don't think that $4 is value. Think about the depth of this race. Even IME, Benedetta, they're winning chances. And we've got these 3 horses hardly anything behind. We've got them within a length, almost all equal on top. So if you think of roulette, You know, if 3 horses are running together all equal chance, you'd want $5 for that to make a unit profit, $4 to break even. So we think Amelia's Jewel is definitely way too short at that price. And then there's Skybird in the race, untapped, 6 starts, 4 wins, very impressive last start, still on the way up. So, and we've priced her 11, the market's got $10. We've got in the orange, that's pretty good. So, you know, out of our top 4 here, we've only got Amelia's Jewel in the red, and that's not a knock on the horse. We've got her right there in the finish. That's just a knock on the price. So good luck. I hope this helped you understand this race, why we've got Top Rater, the way the race is going to be run, the weight pool for those horses coming out of top races, Oscar's Fortunes, Johnny Rocker, the blinkers with Amelia's Jewel, and why we think Amelia's Jewel's underpriced and why we've got a knock on some of those other horses. Good luck on Saturday. Look at joining Win Ahead. We've got our website up. You can subscribe for our top 3-4 selections on Saturday. Go into a draw for $100. This Saturday's a $100 bonus bet, $50 bonus bet giveaway, and also you're going into giveaways for the end of the month, which is free fuel for the following month, and winning a corporate. You can also win at the end of the month a corporate dining in whatever state you come from, in one of the big trucks on one of the big days. All right, all the best, guys, and have a great weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Thanks.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.